Now you can see as I'm drying this that my hearts, the masking hearts, are picking up, which is fine. And I did get seepage over here, not a problem. And so the heart sections are very white. And that is a little bit of seepage over there, but it's okay. So this is still damp, so I wanted to show you what happened with the flowers. Heart flowers. So this is nice and dry, and as I dried it, the paper flattened out. So I believe the next color that I used, and I will test it, is Festive Berries. So let's see. Festive Berries. I don't think I am going to be able to spray the piece, because if I spray this, all the color that's on there already may lift and run around, and I don't want that. So no spritzer this time, but I have my palette paper. So I found my size 4 round paintbrush. So far I did use the 6 on the background, and now a 4. I am going to add some more of my color to my palette over here. And there you go. Pat it out just a little bit. Pick up your color. Now, because I can move this, I can put it at the angle that is most comfortable for me. So I shall paint all of my heart flowers. And you do need to use the right tools. So for this you do need a watercolor brush. The watercolor brush holds water and your paint. And so it has, I don't know what to call it, more, it's all there for you to use. You don't have to keep going back and loading up. Okay. I don't know if that's the right way to explain it, but there you go. Alright, so I will be back when these are all painted. So I have all of the heart flowers painted in, and I did decide to add one more down here. And I gave each heart flower 2 coats of paint, letting them completely dry in between. So the next thing I am going to do is I am going to work on the stems. So let me go and ponder that and see how I'm going to do them. So after pondering, the next thing that I want to do is I want to add another layer to the heart flowers. So I have this stencil, it just has all little dots on it. And I have this old brush that I'm going to use as a stencil brush. I'm going to use white acrylic paint, any brand is fine. Squeeze them out. And so I have the old flat brush. I'm just going to grab a little bit of paint, a little bit of white paint, and then really take most of the paint off the brush. Now I can go in and stencil that. I just want to add a hint of color in here. It's just a smidgen. I thought that brush would work well, but it doesn't. So my stencil brush is pretty big, but let's do it. When you go into your paint, you go directly up and down. And take some off. And I'm just like, doesn't matter if it goes off a little bit. It actually did go off a little bit. But there's going to be more stuff. So I'm just paying attention. Okay, actually the white turned a little pink. That's because of the watercolor paint, because of the Distress Oxides. This is wet, so it activated it a little bit, and that's fine. Now I am ready to put some stems on the heart flowers, and to do that, I have decided to use Lucky Clover. And before you put it onto your piece, may I suggest that you practice first. So I have some practice sheets, and what I want you to practice is I want you to practice a light touch is what I want you to do. So, and I have a 0 liner here. And once again, it is important to use the right tools. So I put some Lucky Clover over here. I got my brush, loaded up the paint, and what happens is, this is a liner brush, so it sucks up the paint. It carries the paint. So I am just going to very, very lightly, and almost like an up and, well, maybe not straight up and down, but a little bit of an angle, and you come towards you, and you'll be able to follow that line that you drew. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to reload. That stem goes over that heart. Remember what I was talking about earlier. There. So I do not want my paint to be watery for this. It needs to be dark. So I load it up, and I'm pulling towards me. Just a little bit of pressure. There. And load up each time you do a stem. Now I am going to get the real piece. So I did put on those pencil lines earlier. So that's my guide, and the paint should cover it up. So I just wet my brush in the water. I'm tapping it out, tapping out most of the water. Loading up my brush. And if you're left-handed or right-handed, you know, start on the side that is not, your hand won't interfere. So I am going to start with this flower heart, or a heart flower, whatever you want to call it. Now I think like I've wasted too much time. Alright, here we go. I'm nice and loaded. And I'm going to pull towards me in a nice flowy line. There. Now, if I want to go over that again, I have to wait until it's dry. So I'm going to load up again. That was a pretty long distance. I am going to be putting leaves on these. Now this line over here, my paint didn't last as long as I wanted it to get to the end. So I am just going to pay attention to what I'm doing. Going to go into the stem that's already there. And I just followed my line. And this one, the same thing. I'm a little bit afraid, but let me do it. Okay, so that came out a little bit thicker than I wanted. So see how I can turn my piece because it's on the glass and the watercolor paper is laying flat. I am going to come up now. I almost just want to close my eyes and do it. That's good. That's very good. Now we're going to add some leaves on here. So let me figure that out.